Welcome back to The Watch. It's been a while, been a couple of days.
A little bit, yeah.
What happened?
Mando came out.
Mando come out.
Season 3.
Yeah.
Review on its way, but right now we're a bit busy with some other stuff, so we thought we'd just do a news story.
Why was there no videos last week, Nathan?
Because I was sick. You can still kind of tell from my rambling voice enough, We're going to try to do this one take video for you all today. But this one take is about Kathleen Kennedy.
And Star Wars.
Again, yes. People are saying that she should be fired.
Well, we've been saying that for a while, and that is...
Since the beginning.
It's
even
still
before
true.
she was like head of Lucasfilm, I feel like. People were like, why is she a producer? It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. So run me through this a bit. So I believe this story is about Kathleen Kennedy and Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau, yes. Yeah. Now, these are all rumors. This is all through the grapevine. This isn't actually... There's no record evidence. They haven't actually come out and said this. This is like news articles getting hold of stuff because... anything about Kathleen Kennedy and how bad she is at her job, people do love because they want something to blame on.
Hence this video.
Well, you're not wrong. Like, the reason why Kathleen gets someone cheap is because everyone just wants someone to blame for Star Wars. And
I mean, hold on. She's at the top.
She's at the top, so she should get the blame because she's in charge.
Yeah.
And so these articles have come out saying basically that Jon Favreau nearly quit. Like, he threatened to quit Lucasfilm because Kathleen Kennedy was changing his work too much.
Right. And what are we talking about in terms of the work?
So it started with Boba Fett.
Right.
And
okay.
Spoiler alert for Boba Fett for those who haven't seen it yet. Basically, the bikes.
Oh, the hipster bikes.
The bikes. That was her.
Oh,
the way she... And in the article I referenced this off of, apparently she went to marketing, and that's how she got the bikes included in the show. So it was some like shady like business practices in terms of like you have to add this because the business marketing people say this because
there was also a lot of zippers in that. I know that sounds weird out of context. People don't know what I'm talking about. But George Lucas had a really big thing about like zippers. He didn't want zippers in Star Wars because they were too Earth. So he would always try and hide them and stuff like that. But then when Boba Fett comes out, like the zippers, it's like little things like that. They start to add up. And those bikes, God, it hurts my soul.
That was Kathleen. But here's the thing, right? This is why we have to say this is all speculation and rumors because these are all the very bad things of the show. Yeah. And it could be Kathleen's fault, but we don't know for certain. I just want to, I want to defend ourselves just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit, just in case someone's like, you know what? I don't like Kathleen. I'm going to blame everything on her. But that wasn't the only thing. The main thing that made him basically... So Jon Favreau was doing Boba Fett. Yeah. And then she forced him to include the whole Grogu Mando subplot.
That's crazy because the best part of Boba Fett is the Mando bits. Yeah. Because the Boba Fett bits are not good.
It's interesting, right? Because I have two thoughts on this. I agree with you, right? Mando was the best part of Boba Fett. Yeah. But it should have just been Boba Fett.
It should have been just Boba Fett. And also like giant story implications for for Mando happened.
That was the main thing
Fett. That was
Favreau was mad about.
That was a huge issue.
Because she forced him to reunite Grogu and Mando. Yeah. She forced that in
a show that's not their show.
Yeah,
which is a big problem.
Because she basically is like, we can't can't start season 3 without the thing everyone loves and enjoys. Yeah. But then Jon Favreau was like, excuse me, that completely defeats the end of season 2. This makes no sense. No one's like. There were lots of issues.
I did like it. I did like the Mando episodes in Boba Fett. They are probably the best episodes in all of Boba Fett. Let's be real here. But I hated what they did in terms of like adding that into a story that's not his story, which is like a huge issue. Like season 1 and 2 are the build up of what happened.
Yeah, and then I feel like for those who didn't watch Boba Fett, season 3 is going to be like a what? I missed so much.
Okay, so I haven't watched the first episode of Mando yet. You have. Yeah. We're going to be. Don't worry, we'll do a review on that.
They do a recap before the start.
They do a recap, they include that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like 30 seconds of, how many episodes of footage we get. Like, basically, it like shows all this... And it's funny because they're like, in Boba Fett, like, watch this TV show that no one wanted to watch because it wasn't that good.
It's still a problem. Like, it's still... Like, think about it. The penultimate episode of season 2, what everything led to was Luke taking Grogu. Yeah. And then in the next episode of Mando, he's just back again.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was Favreau's big issue. Basically, what he said was... he was working with Boba Fett, all this stuff happened, and he basically said, stuff it, I'm going to go work on Ahsoka with Dave Filoni because that's fun, and Kathleen isn't messing with that right now.
To everybody who said that the Mandalorian, it doesn't make sense for him to have the fighter because he's a bounty hunter. Because he's a bounty hunter.
Bring this to the review.
He's not a bounty hunter anymore, and he wasn't a bounty hunter, so him having that ship is fine.
Again, but how cool would it have been in season 3 to have all of that?
Yeah, that's fine. That
doesn't make any sense, Kathleen. And so basically he went off and did Ahsoka with Dave Filoni. He joined that because Kathleen wasn't really a part of that. And basically he went to I don't know exactly, but basically he said to CEO of Disney, I'm going to quit if you don't make her stop meddling with my work. See, I'm not coming back for season 3.
Wasn't there like an article or something lately where Lucasfilm is basically saying we're not going to be touching people's projects anymore. Like we're going to be more hands off.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the catalyst for it. Maybe Jon Favreau. I keep saying Dave Filoni.
I know.
Favreau was just like, hey, hands off. Like you've created issues here. It's hard to make a cohesive story when you have someone in your ear saying, no, it's got to be like this.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be like this.
Especially with Kathleen, who barely makes very good story decisions.
Look at the state of Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you kind of want to say, okay, maybe it's the directors or the writers' fault, and this is true, they share blame. But at the same time, when you're at the top, whatever comes out...
Vision. Your job is to have the overarching vision.
That's your job.
Yeah.
You think George Lucas was there day to day going like, oh, no, well, he probably was, actually. Let's be fair.
Well, I think for the prequels, but for the original trilogy, I'm pretty sure he was very hands-off with 5 and 6.
It's important to have the overarching...
you trust your studio.
Yeah. And Kathleen Kennedy has not done any of these things so far, and that leads us to where we are now.
The only thing George was really caught up on was it shouldn't be Revenge of the Jedi because Jedi don't have revenge, it's return. Those are the things that he's like, but that's still important, right?
I still like Revenge of the Jedi though as a title. I like it as a title.
I do too. But see, he wasn't caught up with we need to have Vespa bikes in this because that will sell toys. It's what does this sense. It makes sense for these Jedi monks to be like. So this is interesting. People are now claiming that Kathleen Kennedy is going to get fired or quit or let go or whatever. I highly doubt it.
We've been
through this.
Yes.
The day that she leaves, again, we kind of, people have said this after our CEO comments of YouTube.
That someone worse will come.
It's better to know that better the devil you know.
Okay, with YouTube, that's a separate discussion. Fair points. With Star Wars, I feel like you can't get worse because we are already at the point where
I think you still can.
I don't think we can because we're at a point where Star Wars is on the decline. There are only The Mandalorian is one of the only hit at the moment where people actually want to watch it.
Yeah.
Ahsoka, I think it'll do well because a lot of Clone Wars fans and a lot of hardcore fans will be into it. So I think it'll do all right. Hopefully it's good. God, hopefully it's good. But everything else is failing. God, I sounded a bit like Trump there. But everything else is on the decline with Star Wars. So it's like, even if someone worse comes in, it just means it's going to die quicker. It's on the same trajectory.
Yes, I agree. I also am just annoyed because you could get... It would be so easy to get someone 10 times better. Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
If Dave Filoni was... So much would change. So much... You know what he'd do?
It would be Star Wars Ahsoka story.
It would just
be all Ahsoka.
Clone Wars continue on. It's just going to be Ahsoka and Rex. Yeah. And you know what? I wouldn't care because at least it'd be a good story.
Oh, man, I don't know, man. I'm sick of seeing Ahsoka. I love Ahsoka so much, but I'm sick of seeing it in everything.
He would make him do Mando, all the Ahsoka stuff,
Boba Fett.
And he would let everyone do anything else. He'd be like, you can do a Thrawn spin-off. You guys can do Old Republic. Make sure it's connected to the games, though.
Does it connect with this Ahsoka story? Everything is about Ahsoka.
I know.
Tales of the Jedi. It had no business having Ahsoka in it. Come on. I mean, I love Ahsoka, but why was she in that? It could have just been all Dooku and it would have made sense.
Because people like Ahsoka.
Oh, you're writing a new movie? How does it connect to my Ahsoka story exactly? I don't know, man.
I would rather that than what Kathleen's done, which is Rey.
Oh, yeah.
Rey is a powerful... At least Ahsoka's a good female character.
This is true. So, yeah, I'd be...
And we get more Anakin story then because Anakin is connected to Ahsoka.
Yeah.
We get Kenobi. We'd get They would reboot the Kenobi TV show, add Ahsoka in it, But it would be 10 times better with everything else as well.
No, I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they're going to do any reboot sort of stuff.
No. I know they wouldn't, but like, if Filoni was in charge, man, we'd have Ahsoka and Kenobi, but it would be like really good Kenobi. It'd be better than what we got.
It's in everything.
So like, see, even Filoni with his Ahsoka-verse would be better than what Kathleen's been doing with Star Wars.
This is true. This is true. Yeah.
I feel like he's a type of person who is good in the creative field, but he can also just have that shared vision, let people do what they want.
But I feel like he needs someone to balance him out, because a lot of the Clone Wars stuff, he had George to temper a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's why I genuinely feel that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are a good team together.
You know what they should do? They should be co-CEOs, heads of Lucasfilm.
I would be fine with this. I would be much more fine with this. Because like this is why, like what I said, it worries. Like we joke about it, but I genuinely think it would just become Star Wars, the Ahsoka story.
Yeah.
Because he would just want everything to be.
Hey,
it's like
Ahsoka video games, man. We need more of those.
But we need someone to temper a little bit. Yeah.
And Jon Favreau. But here's the thing too, right? I feel like Jon Favreau sometimes gets caught up in his own ideas too, and then Filoni brings him back as well.
Exactly.
Like they ebb and flow really well together. Where Kathleen's just like, no, you guys, you can't do that. I gotta do that.
There was a Disney, bit off topic. There's a Disney sale on like games and stuff over the weekend on Steam, and I ended up buying like Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the game. Mm-hmm. It's terrible. It's just not fun. It's not
the Lego one.
No, it's like a proper
proper one. Yeah,
it has Anakin and Ahsoka in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, no, that was not good.
Yeah.
The Lego one was all right.
I couldn't even get it running on my Steam Deck for some reason. It wouldn't boot up. I had to like put it on my PC to try it, and
it's an old game. You probably shouldn't play it.
Bit off topic, but
it's just funny how I wonder how many, because this is Jon Favreau, right? And I think he has a lot of power in Lucasfilm now because he's made actually a hit TV show. Yeah. He's done what a lot of people have tried to do. A lot of people
do bring up that he has a lot of misses.
He does.
But the truth is,
Lion King.
This is true.
But like for every miss, there's a good hit as well.
And they are like big ones.
Yeah.
They are like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Kickstarted the MCU.
Yeah.
Period.
Elf.
Mandalorian, whether you like it or not, because there are people who don't like it, and that's fair if you don't feel it has enough in it. It's the biggest Star Wars IP right now in the world. It just is.
I'm not complaining that it's bad. I'm just saying, imagine if we were given to other people who had more juice, more creativity. Because Jon Favreau is very much he is a director. He's a Hollywood man. Like he knows what he can get pitched at Hollywood and be successful. Imagine someone who like was a Star Wars fanatic and wanted to make this one Star Wars movie all their life.
Like Dave Filoni. Sorry, I forgot his name. I was blanking on his name for a second.
Edgar Wright wanted to do some sequel stuff. He was actually looking at doing like Return. What's the one everyone is divided on?
Rise of Skywalker.
He wanted to do like one, I think either that one or the one after, but they didn't let him do it. I reckon an Edgar Wright Star Wars would be a pretty different Star Wars.
Do we have to talk about the sequel? Like,
no, I'm just saying.
Don't bring them out. We don't need to talk about them.
There's these other directors and people who want to work on Star Wars because everyone loves Star Wars, but now no one wants to because they obviously know that people like Kathleen are just like
that is actually a really good direction of where things have been. Is when writers actually don't want to work like. Go back 20, 30 years. Working on Star Wars would be like the biggest thing on your resume. You'd be like, I've reached the top. Now it's like,
poor Ryan Johnson's like doing this resume. Everyone's like,
you worked on
made
Star
that
Wars?
one.
You did that?
Oh,
no thanks. But yeah, is that everything? Is that all? So we've just got Jon Favreau wanting to leave because of Boba Fett, which is fair because there are giant gaping issues with Boba Fett. But I don't like it because other people.
But here's my question, right? Okay, if he's threatened to quit unless Kathleen steps back, is she going to now step back? Is it just going to be for this next season? Like, are they going to find a replacement for him? Is she going to start meddling with something else instead? Like,
you just reminded me. Her contract was up in like 2021 or 2020, and they renewed it.
Yeah,
that was. I might legitimately get angry right now. Like, I remember they renewed it and everybody was like, what?
Why?
What are you doing? What are you doing, man? Like, why would you do this? And I don't know when her current contract ends. But everything that's going on with Disney in terms of Bob Iger and Bob
Chapek,
the one that's gone.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all in shambles, man.
Disney's in a tough spot right now, especially because Puss in Boots are, their animation.
DreamWorks is kicking butt right now,
doing some fire stuff. But at least we'll be here to
we'll be here to watch
chronicle it all.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
I think that's everything, everyone. So look out for the next video coming out for Mando season 3 review. Hopefully coming soon.
Not our next video, but soon.
We're a bit busy with Shadiversity stuff. We've got some good stuff cooking over there. So if you haven't checked it out already, you should go Shadiversity, watch like the Flex Seal video, some of the other stuff. Also,
if you want to support us, do the thing with the thing.
There's a thing down here. There's merch. There's different ways of. We want. Basically, people always are like, why aren't you on Odyssey? Why aren't you a Rumble? Why aren't this or that? The answer is we are. You just got to look us up.
But thanks for watching, guys. As always,
stay on watch.